Hi everyone! Okay, so yes, if you've seen our videos, you would know that we are out of quarantine and we are now in our permanent-ish place. Now we're going to do a tour. We'll let you guys see our home. We'll have the video up really soon. But also, we've actually documented our entire quarantine experience, actually all the way from Singapore, all the way to Calgary, and our quarantine experience. It's a 3-part series. If you want to see that, we'll put a link to that in the video description below. But yeah, so for today's video, we really want to talk about what things you can actually do to prepare while you are in quarantine and what you can do just after quarantine, so that you are much better prepared, you get a lot of things settled, and you actually save a lot of time. But one more thing before we talk about the pointers. Now, all of the points and the things that we can tell you to do during and after quarantine, all of this is really based on the assumption that you already have the address of your permanent address in mind, all right? Because a lot of things that we're gonna ask or advise you guys to do, you're gonna need a permanent address when you register or if you fill up a form or anything like that. All right, so the very first thing before anything else is really to get a SIM card. And we actually spoke about it before. We really wish that there was a way to get a SIM card directly at the airport, because even during the airport, during quarantine, getting a Canadian number was really important. But either way, once you're in quarantine, go ahead and apply for a SIM card. Now, if you're wondering how do I get a SIM card when I can't leave your house or the hotel, now you can actually go to their website. You can actually apply for it online. All right, so you can go online, get the SIM card, and actually this is what I really like. The customer service here is really good. Yeah, you can then speak to them on WhatsApp. All right, so you can go on WhatsApp. You can speak to their customer service reps. They can advise you on which plan is really suited for you. We're not going to go into too much detail about that, but what I will tell you is that especially in downtown, a lot of the major buildings and malls and all that all seem to have Wi-Fi already in. But yeah, so it's really up to you which telco you want to choose, but it doesn't matter which one, in the sense that you can actually apply or get it online and they will deliver it to you wherever you are within, well, they say 5 to 7
business days.
Yeah, but you got it in how long?
I think 3
or 4 days. So that's really simple. And then once you get the SIM card, go back to WhatsApp again, speak to them, and then they will activate the line for you. Really simple, but the first thing that you should do.
So the second thing that you can do while on quarantine is to arrange for your social insurance number, or what they call SIN. The social insurance number is a number that you will need in order to get a job in Canada. No one will hire you if you don't have a SIN. And another thing also is that this is a number that you will need in order to avail of the many government services in Canada. So that's very important. So there are several ways of getting your social insurance number. One is that you can apply for it online. The process will take about the application process is very fast, but they will send you your social insurance number after 21 business days. So for us, what we did is we didn't do that option. What we did is we set for an appointment online while we were in quarantine. And then after that, someone from Service Canada called us to verify our identity, and then they helped us set an appointment, choose a date and time. And then after that, after quarantine, that's actually one of the first things that we did. We went to Service Canada.
Our first day out, right?
Our first day out. We went to Service Canada, and sorted our social insurance. The process itself took about 15 minutes, and on that very same day, we got our social insurance number.
All right, and the next one obviously is to set up your bank account. Now, very similar to getting your SIM card, it also can be done online, so you don't need to worry. Now, getting your bank account sorted out is also really important. So yeah, same thing, pick the bank of your choice. There's a few here that you can choose, but whichever you choose, basically you can set it up online. You can speak to someone online as well. For us, we actually had a video call with someone, but there was a special arrangement with GN, like the school. So I don't know if other banks would do that if you're not part of the school.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think other banks would have that also because a lot of schools have international students, so that's one of the services that they're doing to help international students like settle down easily.
Yeah. But if you're not a student, I'm not sure if they will offer the same service. I think they would,
might,
especially with the
with
current.
COVID,
So it's really easy as well. But that's just half of it. So setting up the account, I'm not going to go into detail which account is best. That's not what this video is about. But setting up is half of it. The other half is basically getting your money here, all right? So there are obviously there might be more than two ways, but basically the two main ways is obviously just to transfer the money via your bank and your bank of choice in Canada. The other way is actually to use a service called Wise, which I think before was called TransferWise. Now they just call Wise. Now, this is basically speaking from our own experience. So what we did was we looked at the different fees involved, because obviously you have to worry about two things that will cost you. One is the difference in the exchange rate between the two currencies, and the other one is the fee that the bank or Wise would charge to do this service. So we did an apples to apples comparison. Just to test it out, we chose one bank, we set a certain amount that we wanted to send over. We did the same on Wise, just to see, because they will show you the amount, right? So the good thing about Wise is that they are actually better on both fronts. So the first thing is their exchange rate is a lot more competitive than any of the banks. Like for Singapore, we've got accounts in 3 different banks, and all of them, the exchange rate was a lot worse than Wise. So Wise had a better exchange rate. Wise also had I don't know about much lower, but a significantly lower fee to make that transfer. And it was really fast as well. Like the banks required, I think it was 3 to 5 business days.
I think for our bank, it required. We don't know about other banks.
Yeah, but for Singapore, 3 to 5 business days. Wise, it was done in 24 hours. Really fast. We got our money in. So Wise is something that we would definitely recommend. So yeah, you can even set up your bank account during quarantine.
Okay, this is another thing that you can do while on quarantine. Compared with your SIM or social insurance number, this is not really a requirement, but it's a good option. It's a good, thing to do. That is signing up for free membership in your provincial or city public library. So for us, we're in Calgary, so we signed up for the Calgary Public Library, which is free. And when you are a member, you could access online books and free movies. So that's one thing that could help you probably pass time during quarantine. And when you get out, so for Calgary, what they do is they give you a $5 credit, which you can use for printing. So $5 will give you like 50 pages of free printing every month, and that account gets refreshed every month. So for me, I'm a student, that's very helpful. And with my husband, so that's $5 from me and $5 from him, so that's $10. So that's 100 pages of free printing every month.
All right, and this one could be really important depending on your situation, and that is to actually sign up for your home internet. Now, of course, this really depends on your situation, on your permanent address in Canada. If you're renting, do they already offer internet? If they do, then obviously you don't need to do this. But if they don't, like for us, we needed to apply for our own home internet, and you don't need to wait till you are done with quarantine once you moved into your place and then apply, because it will take some time. So what we did was it's very similar to SIM card again. We applied for us, we got Shaw internet, and we spoke to the guy on WhatsApp again, really fantastic. So same thing. They say they would take on average 5 to 7 business days to send the modem. They a little bit faster than that, but generally within 5 days, they actually mailed over the modem to our hotel. So that saved a lot of time, because if you sign up for your SIM, especially in Canada, it's not very competitive in terms of how much data that you get. It's a really good way to not waste data in your home while waiting for your home internet.
Okay, and this is probably the last that we could think of that you can do during quarantine, especially if you are not vaccinated yet. What you can do is you can apply for vaccination schedule, so that when you get out, you can just go direct to the vaccination clinic. So there are many different ways of getting your vaccines here. So for us, we are in Calgary in Alberta. One option is you can apply online. So go to the Alberta Health Services website and you can book your appointment online. Another thing also is you can get your vaccines from pharmacies. Okay, and another option also is to get your vaccine from vaccination centers. So probably what you can do is you can search online and check the closest vaccination center to you and check their operating hours, because I don't think they operate every day. So that's what you can do, check like what day and what time they are open.
All right, so these are the things that I think, we think that are really important. We might have missed out something, but this is basically what we did from our own experience. What we managed to get sorted out while still in quarantine, saving that 2 weeks time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so since we got so much stuff done, there's only a couple of things left once we are out of quarantine that you can get settled. And so what's the first one?
Yeah, so for us, we actually did 2 things. So one is our Alberta ID and the second is our Alberta Health Insurance Card. So Alberta ID, it's a photo ID. It's an identity card which you can use as proof of identity for many government services also. So what you can do is you go to the nearest registry agent. So registry agents, these are agents, so these are private offices that offer licensing and information services on behalf of the government. So you can just search online what is the nearest to you, and again, their operating hours. And for us, when we got there, so for example, for the Alberta ID and the Alberta Health Insurance Card, it just took us a few minutes, probably 15-30 minutes. And then after that, they will send your ID and your health insurance card to your registered address. And also, aside from Alberta ID and the health insurance card, you can also process your license there.
Yes.
Yeah, if you want
a driving
license. Yeah. It's easy to just go to the registry agents. You don't need an appointment compared with the social insurance number earlier that you can't just go. For the IDs, you just go when they're open, and no need for appointments.
There is a bit of a queue, but the one that we went to, and of course this will vary depending on peak times and which registry agent you go to, but for us it was fine. I think like a 10-minute wait. Yeah. And then went there, got our photo taken, and then we got our ID in a week, was it? About a week, But yeah, so the last thing that we can think of, at least, or the last thing that we settled just after quarantine was really getting around. So, I mean, apart from the fact that we've made really good friends who've offered to bring us around, like Seafood City and all those places, which we're going to do a video about that as well. So look forward to that one. But yeah, so another way is public transport. Now, yes, we have said before that, it's difficult to move around without a car. I mean, you can move with public transport, and especially like if you just got here, chances are you don't have a car, so you're going to need public transport if you're not using Uber all the time. So one app that you can download, really important, is the Calgary Transit app. All right, and I'll try to put a link to that. I don't know if I can link it below, but yeah, so that app is really important, and it's available on iOS and Android. It's not just an app to show you like routes and all that you can take, but also you can use it to buy a ticket. All right, now it's a bit different here, where like for me in Singapore at least, we usually buy per ride. So I pay for my bus, I pay for my train. Whereas here, I think it's $3.50, and you can use that within 90 minutes. Within 90 minutes. So basically, you can travel as much as you want within that 90 minutes. Just keep showing that pass, the digital pass on the app, and then you're all set.
And another thing also is that you can buy the pass, but you can't use it until you activate it.
Yes, you can buy in advance. And how long does it last? I forgot.
I think about 7. We'll check.
Yeah, we'll check. We'll put the text here so you can see. So yeah, you can buy in advance, and then you just need to activate it.
Activate it when you need to.
Yes, like maybe a minute before your bus or train arrives, then activate it to sort of make full use if you intend to travel or you're making changes between buses or trains. So that's one really good thing. But yeah, I think that's it. I can't think of anything else that we did, but it was quite easy. Nothing was really that difficult. But yeah, so I really hope that you found this video useful if you're here. And of course, a lot of information might be specific to Alberta or to Calgary. It might be a bit different depending on where you go, but a lot of it I think is still pretty similar. But yeah, if you like this video, you know what to do, and please subscribe if you want to see more of our content coming up really soon. And in the meantime, I am James.
And I'm G.
We'll see you real soon. Bye.